Welcome back, guys, to Quantum Vimana's time travel series episode 2. If you have not watched the previous episode, please do so for better clarity on the topic. Guys, your support is highly crucial to our channel. All you have to do is to like, share, and comment on our videos. In the meantime, do not forget to subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell so that you will not miss any of our upcoming videos. Previously in Quantum Vimana, we got to know how many basic types of time travel are there. By now, you guys must have known the very basic concepts of time travel and their history as well. In the meantime, we realized words may not have been the only mediums to spread the idea of time travel. The field that brought time travel's imagination to the next level and made people to experience it virtually. Quantum Vimana presents. Inspiration for time travel movies was seeded from novels. The two most important authors to play the role of trendsetting for time travel movies were authors H.G. Wells and Mark Twain. The lifetime of both the authors intercepted by a bit actually. However, their ideas of time travel had a significant difference. Perhaps H.G. Wells, who was young when Mark Twain was at the peak of his career, could have noticed the lack of logic in the elder author's stories. However, it is highly likely that not many people would have realized it back then, at least not before the two time travel movies based on their famous novels came out. Mark Twain's story, A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court, was shot as a silent film in 1921. In this particular movie, there were no much things happening actually. The story begins as Yankee Martin Cavendish reads Twain's novel and starts dreaming. In his dream, protagonist Henry Morgan is transported back to the time of King Arthur, where he must outwit the king's foes. Well, since I have told you it was a dream, you should be able to connect this to ancient tales. Although there are few differences in terms of depiction and narration, we cannot deny the fact that they are somehow similar at the base. The idea to travel time without proper methods, just fall back and sleep, then you will find yourself in the past. I mean, at that time, people accepted the idea because it was the initial stage of time travel films. Now, we have to be absolutely clear about something. Only a totally outstanding idea creates a huge impact. In this case, the part which made it contrast was the logical difference between these novel-based films. Yes, that was how H.G. Wells' novels outweighed Mark Twain's. The film Time Machine, based on his novel, was first produced in 1960, while the same story has been recreated several times. Only in this film, people got to see how time travel can be done, which was a seriously missing part in Mark Twain's creation. This is why people became so much affected and influenced that the imagination was saved in the memories because people felt like they traveled time on their own. In this movie, a scientist travels time using a tabletop time machine and explores more than one particular part of his past, or perhaps the future as well. The two movies, first of their kind, created a great impact just because they were cluelessly different. While one was trying to wobble between simple time-traveling ideas, the other made a revolutionary entry into the world of films. It made people to forget dreaming and think of a machine instead to travel time successfully. This had great consequences into the future. After the tough and revolutionary start of time travel theme in old movies, The idea became quite popular as it was used as sub or main plot in many movies like Terminator, Back to the Future, Deadpool 2 and even Avengers Endgame. In the modern time, we can see some great thoughts have been put into the current movies. Directors not only designed them to be interesting, but also made sure both science and logic fit perfectly in the first place. In the movie Terminator, time travel was done using a very large machine where the travelers have to stand naked as it is operated by someone else from the external side of the machine. Through the machine, the Terminator's time travelers end up in a specific time at given places. Even this movie failed to explain how could they navigate to certain places by traveling through time, or at least to the best of my knowledge. In some other movies like Deadpool 2, the time traveler wears a device most likely resembling a high technology watch. Using it, people can simply click in the time and travel as long as the device is sufficiently charged. All of these were greatly logical, and to be honest, fans loved the ideas. So, visual means of time travel made people to remember and store the idea with so much details about them. Whatever it is, the modern time travel films have had their very own revolution too. A movie claimed to be the highest grossed movie of all time, played well in patching up the loopholes in their time travel ideas. Marvel's Avengers Endgame. Why we say so is due to some clear reasons. Unlike most of the movies which talked about devices without explaining how time travel happens, this specific movie used a different idea to time travel through the quantum realm by reducing to a size smaller than of atoms. To make it logical, one of the characters, Tony Stark, invented a space-time GPS controller so that they can end up in the required places easily. At least they explained how we can travel through time and place at the same time. Well, another movie called Interstellar stands as an outstanding masterpiece of the time travel world. This movie approaches space travel and brings the people through a journey of gravitational science, how it can bend the space-time continuum. The astronauts go into space and end up in a black hole. The time dilation was very extreme, that an hour on the distant planet equaled 7 years on the Earth. This movie clearly made everyone understand how time dilation plays a part in time traveling to the future. So finally, we have successfully known how and to what depth people were influenced about time travel experience by the narration and input from the movies throughout history. But do we know how much of an impact these movies have created in our world? How has it affected people mentally? How many unexpected incidents we had to encounter as a result? Well, the influence of time travel idea has gone further than inspiring inventors and scientists by unknowingly welcoming a whole new kind of people.